5 matchup, BTS Americas, our first game of this exciting best of 3 series I've been hyped up for, and woo, they're testing me right now and
we did
getting the party started, but we finally have made it in. I don't want to prolong things much further. Let's actually break down and get into the introductions here. I'll take the leisure of your dire side.
Battle.
We got the Root for Root boys over here leading out the charge. We got their captain and drafter right now. It's Brian, the fluffy one, Fluff and Stuff. He's going to be playing your silencer. Monkeys Forever is going to be playing one of his signature grabs as of recent, the PL. TC, he's your Torrent Chieftain, and if you underestimate this guy, he will send you into a burning eternal abyss. I don't even know if I said that right, but this guy's intimidating as hell. He's a man of little words. But he's going to be playing your Lesh, the Dirty Lesh. We got Fun. Going to be playing your Rubik, and last but not least, we got Moo. He's going to be playing your Clockwork.
On the side of Archon, and before we actually get into this game, I want to point out, go ahead and follow Fogged on Twitter, at ArchonFogged. He tweeted out an amazing picture yesterday. It is of all the Archon players, plus I believe Bobby beat his times, as well as Pandago, their coach, at medieval times. And It's a fantastic picture, so definitely check that out. MSS will be on the next assassin up in the top lane. Mojo Stormstat, of course. Mid lane, currently, Fogg's warming up. Looks like he's just going to plant a ward up towards that top lane spot. He's going to be on the Bane. Down bottom for the time being, it'll be Ush, the Swole God, playing the Shadow Fiend, Korok playing the Ember Spirit, and Chad, who is really committed to this name change.
Yeah.
I will refer to him as Bleak very often, but his name is currently Chad, and he'll be playing the Lina.
Chad has been really stepping his game up through this tournament. He's made a lot of signature performances. That Omni Night one is a game I'll always just kind of refer back to for him.
Yeah.
Something I'm sure he's happy to have in his portfolio nonetheless. But altogether, Team Archon, they have really been scrimming their asses off, and we'll have to see if it pays off for them. Obviously going to be going into the big spotlight of TI here, and your mid lane matchup, these two guys, these two players, Ush going against TC, and both of them getting some support from both sides. You can just see how much value they have in this mid lane for their player to really shine.
This is classic, though, for a Bane. You want to go mid, you want to pop up your Enfeeble real quick, and you want to make the life of the opposing mid laner disastrous. You want to make it real frustrating. And that's why they rotate the other support on the side for Root there. And Fogged will just back up, and it looks like he's just going to stack. And that's what you do when you have a Shadow Fiend of the Radiant, Radiant mid lane. It's the way the world works, I suppose. TC should have a pretty good time, though, early on here. I mean, Ush doesn't have any real stacks up with his Necromaster. He finally just got his level 1 raises. We'll see how things do turn up.
I didn't overlay Batty, but it's okay. We're back in. No first blood was shed. I'm sure people are going to get really pissed about it, but oh well, folks, suck it up. MSS eating that heavy harassment coming out from the glaives. Got to remember it's pure damage, so you can't take too many of those, but he has the creeps in a very close spot. He's been using the aggro pull. Does get pulled back here from Fun, and will just continue to eat a bit of harassment. Carapace off the last one. Actually didn't connect it, but it's in a good spot. A good enough spot where he's going to be able to soak up some serious XP. He's already level 2. It's going to be a lot trickier, though, for him being a Nyx and getting some CS.
Mike is messaging me angrily right now.
Yeah, I got it. 2-minute delay, so it'll happen.
It'll be fine. Bottom lane, Mood does push out Chad and Korok nicely with his cogs. The mana burn early on isn't really that much, so it's not a big deal. Battery Result's going to go. He's going to try to go for a solo kill onto Chad. This could be pretty big here. Chad might be in trouble. LSA could go. Korok's going to walk in series change. They're going to split the damage. The Battery Result cogs to go through Chad. LSA is finally going to go. Chad in trouble. The first blood, it's going to go to Korok. They do get the return kill in the end, but it was close, and no experience goes the way of Mood despite getting that kill.
Very good sacrifice from Chad. Commit hard into that fight, having faith that they would be able to pull off the first blood and get the bounty there, which certainly makes it worth it. Had the gun the other way, it would have been quite a bit disastrous. Moo already back in the lane, though, dishing off that rocket for the free bits of mana from the leftover fountain regen. Fogged, zoning out on the side, and just kind of scouting out to see, the main thing for him is he's staying in the dark. Staying in the dark off the radar. Keeps Root guessing where he could pop up and potentially set things up for his team, because he's got a lot of great setup with that sleep and good synergy with each of the lanes, so he's easily able to be mobile.
Yeah, the thing is they don't need him bottom. Because obviously you just saw what happened just a second ago. They got a solo kill. without any issues. What's happening right now? Someone is like calling me on Skype. Mike, stop.
This is why I hate when we have to do remakes and stutter stops and player problems, because I have to like go through the whole sequence again when I already had it correct the first time. And it's like I go back and something is going to get forgotten because we had to go back and do it all over again. Whereas if it was just a smooth flow, it would have been different. So,
all right,
overlay's been changed. Everything's done. Hang up on everyone.
Let me vent real quick. The Steam call system, there is a Steam call system, by the way, has the loud-ass ringing noise. And IX Mike is just calling me nonstop. And all right, I can't handle it. We're in the game. The overlay, I'm sure, is surely switched now.
Yes.
Okay. We have 4-minute rune coming up. MSS is in the off lane. He's not got any last hits whatsoever. That's not super surprising because of this lane. He's just trying to leech experience for now. And this is going to mean that Monkey's Forever has got a free farming PL lane. And that's pretty good. 24 last hits off to a fast start. The question is, what is he going to go for? More farming oriented, or will he go for that early diffusal? A lot of farming oriented builds on PL recently. You know, Boots of Speed into a Yasha. Oh, MSS making a call though.
Yep, there they get the pull back. He's looking to run right here. It's not going to be enough to bring him down, but it's going to be enough to force him to go into that salve. And then he's going to be left over with no more regen. It's been a hard time for MSS. He's been punished. And he's only able to get so close. He's still level 2, trying to push to level 3, even though Moo handed over the first blow of his clockwork. He did go get to level 4. Now, mid lane, they're trading here. TC charges on forward, gets off a good split earth. Fluff's there to follow it up with some harassment, but Ush, not going to be taken down, does have help nearby in the form of Chad.
MSS is just trying to leech whatever he can. He does use a spike carapace at a nice time with that Spirit Lance flying through. But he's just not getting the experience that the Clockwork is getting bottom. MSS is desperately trying to leech up to 3 or 4, and it's just not there right now. Moo's sitting at 4 currently, already with Boots of Speed. He's got a couple last hits to his aim, so the off lane clearly going in favor of Root. As well as the safe lane farm. If you look at Korok, only 27 last hits, in comparison of 32. Ush is starting to dominate, as Shadow Fiends often do after, you know, the 5-minute mark. But now Nightmare up down bottom. Searing Chains will go, Flame Guards up. This should be a kill. It's going to actually be pretty close, maybe not. Brain Zap, there's the triple Remnant. Just to secure the kill. Korok.
Bottom tower is
wow.
under attack.
Smash classic right there. It's the exclamation point on finishing out that push, and they get it done. Back scouting out mid lane here. Ush, 31-8, level 6 on his Shadow Fiend. TC on the other side, 28-2, also sporting his level 6 here. These are two big powerhouses just butting heads in this mid lane. A lot of raw there.
The former SNA members.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, former teammates.
Yep.
So they know each other pretty damn well. And, well, Chad just doing his jungle thing here. So other than that, he's kind of starved his support. Almost getting to his level 3. Didn't quite get it with that creep, unfortunately for him. But just him and Fogged kind of always being around, but never really revealing too much as far as where they're going to be popping up here.
Tower is under
and you
attack.
can see it. Moo is playing very reserved, now hiding well back to tower. I don't think he's going to be taking all the way the walk back. He's just going to do the block here. Get that creep wave closer to the tower for himself. Almost will be level 5, though.
Yeah, Moo gonna cog block and just make sure he can deposit a couple of creeps. Mid lane TC has been stacking up his jungle. He has 1 stack here. I don't believe he has any others in the vicinity, but he's going to try to catch up, although against the Shadow Fiend it is going to be difficult. You could already see the disparity in CS, and it's pretty great. TC sitting at 32, 56 for Ush. I think their differences right now is, and not to say that Root aren't playing selflessly, but Archon supports, and especially MSS as well, just not really getting much off the map. Especially Archon supports, making sure they stack up the jungle, they pull as much as they possibly can. It's really, it's okay. It's the Korok and Ush show at this point for Archon, and they know this, and they're going to make as much space as they possibly can. Eventually, they will have to deal with that Phantom Lancer, and I'm not sure how they're going to do that when the time comes. They might need a level 6 on a support. It's going to be a long time, though, before I think we see anybody get involved top lane.
Yeah, with the exception of maybe having the kill advantage for Archon, this game already is pretty damn split down the middle. You're looking at the CS, it alternates between those 4. As we switch over to the net worth, you know, it's relatively the same. Just maybe Archon edging out gaming at this point because of that early first blood and extra kill. But other than that, they're both making good, efficient farm. And, okay, we'll hold that thought here. TC finds the opening to commit onto Ush, tries to dance around the raises, and does come out on top, but he barely is able to etch away. And, man, that Dragon Slave just kind of seared the hairs on his goat ass.
That siege creep almost just secured the kill for them. That was about to be amazing. And the Dragon Slave, as you mentioned, just narrowly missing. The trade comes through. That's a huge kill for TC. That's That stops not only us from farming, gives TC a bit of farm for himself, and also gives him room to work around in the jungle, among other things. Takes Ush off the map, as I mentioned before. That's very important. Root getting that kill. And it's also going to provide TC that ability to start snowballing. His arcanes are now done. He's going to have some mana to work with. He can start roaming around, grabbing kills elsewhere. Again, it's going to be tough to bring down Korok. They don't have the global just yet. You look at Fluff, and he's sitting at level 4. They are going to give him lane farm, as Monkeys Forever has a Morbid Mass. He's going to head right to the jungle. We might see a Vlad's here early on for the PL pickup.
Yeah, more of a farming build then. Or it could just be holding a reliable Morbid Mask and then build to the Yaksha or Diffusal thereafter, it seemed. Many different buildups from your BSJs to your Monkeys Forevers to your Fears to your Hows. To each their own here. Monkeys Forever, though, is going to go ahead and ransack his way through this jungle. And got to commend TC. He knew in that heads-up moment, Ush pushing up to the high ground, he just started hugging the Shadow Fiend. So it was very difficult to catch out any additional raises after the first Q raise has been dished out. And Ush was just kind of stuck spinning in circles, and they just kind of played a game of chicken where TC ended up coming out on top. So the nice thing for Ush, though, is he's able to step back, farm through these stacks, and kind of get himself back into the groove here. Now, we made the call out before that this is more of a mech pickup game for this Shadow Fiend, but we'll have to see if that's what Ush indeed goes for.
He could go for a number of things. He could go Blink, he could go early BKB. There's a lot of options, but I think mech is probably the best bet if they do want to fight early. They have some really good team fight, but they could also just kind of say, okay, we're going to back off, maybe try to get some pickoffs with a Yule Scepter, which is not as common, but still definitely an option for Ush. But we will see some rotations top lane. There's still no level 6 for the Bane yet. MSS is sitting on 4. He's actually lower than support. Chad is nearby as well. He's level 4. They're going to try to lock down somebody in this top lane, whether it's Fluff, whether it's Fun nearby, who's actually TPing bottom lane.
Yeah, he steps out. That Archon might see that and look to engage this top lane. Because all the meanwhile, Monkeys is instead going to see the bounty rune. TC's going to pick that one up.
TC got a
head
solo
right back
kill
towards
on
this mid lane. And yeah, Ush goes down mid lane.
Yeah.
Getting picked off.
I think that was maybe not solo. I think maybe he had some help coming from TC. I don't think Fun was there. Might have been Monkeys Forever throwing out a Spear Lance. I'm not sure. But Ush shouldn't have died in that situation. And that's more farm coming up to the left rack now, who's sitting top of the net worth. Okay, so... And I love this pickup from Fluff for the Midas. He has lane.
Ooh, Korok committing on Moo, bottom lane, triple remnant forward, and he's going to get him down. Moo can't really get away from that. Battery's still not going to be helping a whole lot. Korok staying nice and close, so no cogs can keep him back. Top lane, also a trade to the other side. They're going to move on to Fluff, and they're going to get their own kill. You take one of mine, I'm going to take one of yours. Bigger grab, though, for Archon, taking down that core clockwork.
Yeah, but and it also stops, as I was just talking about, Fluff getting at Midas. Now there's a Nightmare on TC mid. Fog still no level 6 yet. And he gets the Siege Creep. He's going to have it. No! Oh, he was 10 experience away from having the level 6. And that's what they were waiting for. They were looking to Nightmare into that Fiend's Grip, then secure the kill with, say, a couple of Shadow Raises or a Requiem. It just wasn't there. Good try, though. And it is, by the way, going to be that mech for Ush, and I think this is the right choice. They're going to fight early, push down towers, and make this PL uncomfortable. Take down that Team War top lane. Don't let him farm the jungle and go from there.
Just feels like they do need that more survivability. It's the good heads-up call. And they might look to put it right to use. It can be so deceptive when you look to engage a team fight and you don't acknowledge the mech that had just been recently picked up. And it's almost like a second life will be coming out for Team Archon. MSS with his Vendetta now, looking to scout out. See if anyone's looking to linger nearby. There is Monkeys Forever nearby, and an incoming rotation from Moo, looking to probably use this hookshot setup here, now being level 7, going all into the rocket with his buildup.
Yeah, he has Arcane Boots, so he can get away with it. I don't think he's got a bottle. It's kind of an interesting build. We see it occasionally. No real big deal that he goes for it, but I guess he knows that he's not going to get the most damage out of Battery Assault against Korok. It's interesting. I'm trying to think of other reasons why it might not be a particularly good pickup, but he's going to rotate towards that bottom lane again. Root are not really in a hurry to fight. As long as they make space, they're happy with it. So it's really, the onus is on Archon at this point, and they're just kind of lounging around mid lane, trying to get Chad some farm, trying to get the rest of their squad up to level 6. And Chad is that last hero to get to that point. He'll have it pretty soon.
The thing is, when you see it's both teams, they're 4-man, they're moving around, they're looking to see any sort of potential pickups and openings that they can take advantage of, and they're two real farming potential here. We got Korok on one side, you got Monkeys Forever on the other. you have to start comparing them on who's really getting the most out of this map. Now, Korok has been fully committed to this bottom lane, and he is well in ahead. Plus, you got to remember, he has 3 kills to stack on top of that, so he's about level 10 and a half. He's got 2,400 gold saved up, so if he looks to just go right into the Battle Fury, he's going to have it in pretty damn good time. And then you look at Monkeys from the other side, he did go for the Yasha, and it is just holding that Morbid Mask as a reliable grab. But I still would give Korok, even with just the hero matchup, the better edge.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer. I mean, both heroes need to farm, but Korok obviously needs Battle Fury to actually do a lot of damage. But he'll get that pretty soon, assuming he wants to go right for that Battle Fury. Could easily go for Drum. They're going to TP mid. Monkey's Forever is pushing in. He will notice the TPs. MSS will come out and will just take a couple of creeps for his trouble. And that means that top lane is going to be grabbed, or at least try to be pushed in by TC, who has level 2 Edicts. Will work on this tier 1 tower top lane. There is no glyph. It was just used. Chad will rotate up there. No TPs coming through from anyone else yet for Archon. Getting ready to defend this. And no. It's going to be a deny coming out, not there. Good try from Chad, but it is going to be Fluff grabbing that. After picking up his Midas, he's level 8 now. And now the question is, what do you go for in terms of itemization? Get an Aghanim Scepter, just going to be a 4-staff. Maybe some other utility for the Silencer. There's a lot of options here.
Refresher, usually a top good grab. It's always better to have the double silence than just the extra bit of curse damage that comes added from the Aghanim Scepter, but it is Fluff after all. We'll have to see. Force could also add a lot of good utility to himself, to his team, having a Clockwork on your side.
That's right. But for Silencer, did they change the Aghanim Scepter where they took away that extra second duration? I think they might have.
To be honest with you, I'm not too sure.
I want to say they did.
Kind of pulled it out. Yeah, I'm more of a Refresher guy.
I mean, Refresher is good, but
getting a Midas at this point is very, very nice for him. Clearly, getting that bit of me time in this top lane has paid off for him, and he continues to get it here. So this Silencer could be a real big problem for Archon when they're looking to get these team engagements and setups. They look to move in. You're going to have Chad, their Lina, rendered useless. Fog's not going to be able to get anything off. It's going to be very difficult, but if they're able to get the catch off, things could be very different here. They're on a smoke. They're on the move. Global is up, though, for Fluff here. So they better hope whoever they get a hold of, they can take down really damn fast.
Korok is this DD. He's going to get telekinesis. And he just remnants away. Split Earth is just not fast enough as an animation, but now Monkey's Forever on the other side. Doppelganger's the LSA. MSS looking for the Impale. Misses it. Just to the left. Now more TP rotations. The entire cavalry showing up for Root Gaming. They want to try to turn this around. They're going to have Brian, Fluff coming in from the north. Chad taking a bit of damage. That one for Rocket is no joke. MSS going to take the last word. A couple of right clicks from the Glaive of Wisdom. MSS silenced up. Curse is going to go. He'll stick himself. He's got Spike Carapace level 1, but he's going to go down, it looks like. Impale's going to go through. Monkeys is low, but there's no follow-up there. Last word will fly again. That'll be MSS going down underneath the tower. Meanwhile, mid lane, Fog caught out Splitters and the Lightning Storm. 2 quick kills across the board for Root Gaming. 1 top, 1 mid.
Very rough for Archon. That smoke gate turned into a bit of a disaster there. They couldn't get the catch onto Monkeys, and then when they decided to make the call of retreat, which could have come seconds too late, Root were already on the move. They pursued, and they were rewarded by catching out 2 stragglers. And very difficult time for Archon. They knew they couldn't fight that. If they tried to fight it, they'd be fighting into a global, into a rotated Clockwork who had hookshot ready to go. There would have been no way they could have won. So they ran in hopes that they would have everyone alive, but that's not the case. With the follow-up now coming out from Root Gaming, pressing down this mid lane. TC commits to Edict on that tier 1 tower. It is going to be glyphed early. So they're looking to just follow up that good couple of picks with maybe some objectives here. Looks like they're not going to be able to get any sort of significant tower damage. Archon just going to have to shake that one off and stay composed.
And they will find top Fluff. They're going to go for the Impale, the Mana Burn. Phoenix Group will go even just to secure this kill. Definitely useful, and I think the right play for Fog. Definitely needed some farm, so Fog is actually going to get up to 500 gold with that pick off, and that means that the Silencer is down for 30 seconds. Sure, it's not the biggest pickup, but a kill's a kill.
Monkey's just diligent, goes right back to his jungle farm. Knows that he's going to be the backup plan for his team. Starting to look pretty sharp as they look to rotate in. Move. Oh! Sudden hookshot. What a good unsleep coming out from Fun. Now he does commit, move forward, but it isn't a 3 here. This Clockwork going to get quickly outnumbered. Good stun. They turn it right back around on him. He's going to go down. Fun even looking to engage. Now TC shows up, and he's the problem. Shows up, gets the connection of the splitter on the Fog. Fog should go down. We'll make it a Clockwork for a Bane trade. Fun again with a good sleep removal.
And all in the meanwhile, Korok is farming his Battle Fury in that bottom lane. He's getting chased down by Monkeys forever. Korok does have a Remnant up if needed, but he'll back away. And Ush is farming mid as well. Now going towards that BKB. He's very close. He's just about 400 gold away from having it. And at that point, BKB, Mech, they want to fight. They're going to have a Battle Fury pretty soon for Korok as well. I mean, he has enough money for it as well. He's got it pretty much, especially with this bounty. So he's going to head home, purchase up the Perseverance. Boom. Battle Fury done at 18 minutes for Korok. That's some serious farm that safe lane coming out from the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, they're building together some good, reliable late game with just the damage they're going to be able to dish out. Whereas Root have a good, strong late game, but it requires a bit more finesse, I would say. A bit more execution, making sure a good, nicely timed global silence is going to be effectively used. One defensive one misuse. And things could be very sketchy. Just feels like the team has got a bit more of a choreographed routine that they're going to need to pull off more appropriately. While the game progresses more and more for Archon, it's more about just kind of bull rushing forward and using your power advantage as it is.
For Archon, I think their next move is probably just to go top and just knock down this tier 1 tower. If they can get the tier 2 tower even better, throw up some Observer Wards, make sure this jungle is not safe for Monkeys forever, so that he has to farm bottom. There's not much room to farm bottom. There's a tier 1 tower there still. So just make him uncomfortable. Fun's gonna get Dragon Slave up top lane. Ush is just running up to the creep wave. He's got a BKB, he's got a mech, he doesn't have a care in the world.
Charging it with that haste. Lightning Storm not gonna chain off onto Ush. They drop a ward, they're gonna see Ush right there, and a sentry behind it.
Radiant's bottom
Ush still
tower
holding strong. What if we were looking at this like maybe this is a bait, but they know that Korok is bottom lane. So they're just kind of farming out on the side while more of Team Archon rotate up here. Korok has a TP if he wants to be a part of this, but we'll see.
Fun's just like, you gotta be kidding me. He throws down an Observer Ward, it gets countered immediately by well-placed sentry. I think from Fogged, I want to say, he clocked it down as soon as that Observer Ward came through. And that's going to be Vision that is gone.
Yep.
Really good news for Root. TC is very farmed. Second in net worth, only by a little to Ush, who is, of course, a Shadow Fiend, is expected to have this amount of farm at this point of the game. So TC's in a really good position. He's almost got his Duels. He's got 10 Bloodstone charges as well. And this is not... You don't want to give a Leshrac a snowballing advantage. I mean, that's where he really thrives. You get later on down the road, his team fight pretty damn good. Observer Ward right underneath the sentry, so we're going to see multiple counters, one from either side. Korok will rotate up top, and it looks like we might see the fight happening. This is what I was talking about, Dakota.
Yeah.
Try to bring down this tier 1 tower, and Archon will group up and get ready to go for it.
They've been corralled back here, anxiously waiting for quite a while now. Could do a little mental fatigue on looking to get something set up. They are going to be able to move forward. Archon not going to be able to take advantage of their D-Ward. It actually still stands. They are very passive, making sure they don't get caught out. TC, though, does. Caught with a stun, a follow-up stun from MSS, and not going to get the last right click. A good intervention coming out from Move, playing as the bodyguard on that one. He might pay the price for it. Looks like he will. He's going to get changed. Tries to draw the attention elsewhere. Gets Lagooned in the butt for it. Ends up being just a one-man pick. Root Gaming see TC go down. They instantly pull back.
That was a sweet hook shot coming out from the Clockwork. The Raze animation was going. Ush was a half second away from securing that kill onto a Leshrac, which means Bloodstone charges down the drain. Maybe he doesn't get his Yule Scepter at the best timing. But suddenly they trade their Clockwork, which they are more than happy to do. Obviously they don't want to lose any hero, but they got caught in a bad position. Ush pops a BKB charge for that as well. They're going to head down bottom lane, and Korok with a double damage rune and Sleight of Fist, and Monkeys Forever might just be dead. A Doppelganger into the tree line. Korok has the Sleight of Fist. Triple Remnant coming through, and he doesn't use it. Finally does, but it takes him forever to get back to the fray. Fun has that Flame Guard.
Yeah. Diffusal in hand out for Monkeys. He just grabbed it, and now he's going to look to use it. Fun does end up going down. Quickly uses that Diffusal. No more mana for Korok here. They're just going to swarm around him and take him down. Now, all the meanwhile, Archon is pushing in this top lane. They want tier 2. This is coming off that tier 1 pushdown, so this is a lot of economy boost coming the way of Team Archon. Yules into Splitter. TC can't follow it up here, needs more help, and they just have to pull back. So that's 2 towers down at the cost of Korok being dropped to the bottom lane.
That trade's not that bad. The trade is not that bad for Root Gaming, though. You'd think, okay, tier 2 tower, top lane goes down, they lose the Rubik bottom lane. They kill Korok. That I think is very important. Him not farming for 28 seconds. Well, hold that thought. MSS Vendetta up. The sentry might have scouted him out. I think he walked just in range. And they know there's a sentry there, clearly, as they just countered that Observer Ward. Yeah. So MSS is being very patient with this play.
They looked for him there, but TC wasn't quite close enough to get that quick Yules and setup. And now probably just hangs in the lane for now, while both Chad and MSS will hang but nearby in the woods, weighing it out. Back to farm for the rest, though. Korok now back and alive. Ush continues his farm on through, has a Yasha for himself. Possibly looking to go into a SMY or a Manta. Manta possibly to just quickly get rid of that silence, I'd imagine, from Fluff.
He bought the Ogre Club, and he sold it. He thought about the SMY. But you're right, the Manta style, very good. He won't have to use the BKB just for that global silence. He wants to keep that BKB maybe for a little bit later in the fight, so he'll be able to Manta it off if necessary.
Yeah, he might have sold it and said, I'm going to wait for the ulti orb.
Yeah. We'll see if he decides to go that route. I think either is fine, obviously. There's no real problem. Chad working on his Eul Scepter, that's a huge item. You talk about Lena's getting a Eul Scepter early on if you're a mid Lena, and you get like a free kill, essentially. You get somebody up in the air with the Euls. And speaking of Euls...
Yep, top lane. Ush followed of Split Earth. And shot from Moo, going to keep him locked in place. He pops his BKB, he retreats, gets the help from Fog with the sleep. Sleep going to be taken away from Moo. Ush. Oh, man! That's Split Earth. Looked like a hair off the marker, a hair too late. Not going to catch Ush. They do turn it over, and they get fogged. But that was very close.
BKB charged down, support kill. Top lane now open for the taking here for Root Gaming. Level 4 Edict. Glyph's going to have to be used, and they're going to do their damnedest to split push with Korok. Fluff, he can't really do this on his own. He's like, can I get some help here? It's Curse, last word. Korok doesn't really care. He actually just remnants back. He's going to play it safe, and they actually do it for TP, so they can't take that tier 2 top lane. It's a good pushback from Archon.
Yeah. Forgot about the BKB thing. That fucking Archon throwing me off right there. He had it though. Split Earth would have connected, but he's golden, he's good. Korok back to his farm. Not going for crit right after his Battle Fury, putting a lot more into the BKB. Thunder Spirit typically does not like to go BKB unless it's a matter like this, similar to your Storm Spirit. You're going against a Silencer, you're gonna need it.
I'm not sure if this is... I guess BKB is pretty good this game because the Manta's only going to really work against the Silencer, and BKB against the Leshrac is probably your best option. But yeah, you mentioned it, man. You really don't want to go BKB on this hero. It's just not an item you ever want to pick up. I don't think it's Desolator. I'm almost positive it's not. But he doesn't have that Ogre Club just yet. He's kind of saving his gold at this point.
Yeah, Ush is going for SMY, so does feel that BKB is enough for the silence coming his way. Don't really blame him, though. It is ticking down a little bit at 8 seconds here. Before we really have seen a lot of the 5-man breakouts. You know, both cores still putting more into farming up before it's time to really clash here. Invis bottom, they don't want to grab it just in case there is detection or a ward nearby. They'll see that disappear and know something is fishy. So MSS looks to turn the corner here. Fun is actually behind them. I don't know if they'll see him.
I don't think they might have. Yeah, they saw him walk across. They had vision with that Observer Ward across the river. But now the counter smoke. Fun's going to walk right into some trouble here. Oh, dear.
There's Chad. Hold that telekinesis. There's the splitter. Chad should go down relatively easy. MSS as well. Gotta get counter for Cogs. Moo looks to move forward, but Ush shows up, pops the med. Starts right-clicking him down. There he goes. Fun gets the finish. He catch on to MSS. 2 down from Team Archon now. Korok is pushing his bottom lane. Ush requiems from behind a tree here. Pretty good damage. Now we'll right-click down Fun. Fun is dead. And the rest will retreat. This is good split damage here. Monkeys Forever now attends to that top lane. Korok goes right to the bottom to proceed his farm.
Ush is just using these BKB charges like they're nothing, man. It's a 7-second duration now after he pops in, gets a kill on a support Rubik. Which in the end is... maybe he had to make that play to survive. I'm not sure. In the end, it is going to be a tier 2 for a tier 2 tower, as Korok as well as the PL, Monkeys Forever, take one on the opposite sides of the map, rather. Korok does end up finishing his BKB. He can start fighting now if he chooses to, or he can wait for his next item, whether that's another Battle Fury, whether that's a Daedalus. That'll remain to be seen. And this is still very close. It really comes down to... I think this Leshrac is probably the X factor. Getting those BKB charges down for Ush, and then having TC just have a long-game team fight, keeping him alive, and having him go to work.
Man, everyone's proved me wrong here. Fluff actually does go for the Ags. Right now, he gets the first Void Stone for what I imagine is going to be the fresher thereafter. Ags is good. It's long, prolonged damage for maybe anyone with a Blink Dagger looking to initiate. But it will be BKB'd off. It's not timed appropriately, so I'm very curious to see what Root looked to bring in these team fights to outmuscle the already very beefy Ush and Korok, who is on his way.
Yeah, and they're going to heals up Korok, actually. Splitter will go through. Korok pops the BKB perfectly timed. There's going to be slight miss in the Series chases. Well, Remnant blows up the freaking room, but he's done so. Heals up on the Lena, and they might only get one kill out of Korok. BKB's now on cooldown. Monkey's Forever walking in chat. He's healed up. He's got the Laguna Blade, try to get it off, but now gets Nightmare instead. Defensive Nightmare. There's the Global coming through. This is going to be trouble. Double Split Earth coming out. They blow up Korok. Ush pops the BKB, but there's not much he can do now. His team getting blown up around him. They've only killed one on the side of Root. They might get Monkeys. No way. Ush has to TP out. He will make it away, but his team is dead around him. Dead bodies everywhere for Archon. The first big team fight of the game, Dakota, and Root take it handily with a beautiful global salvage from Fluff.
Yeah, good lead in on the Korok. Korok said it was time to man up because if he didn't BKB, he was going to be in big trouble. His team maybe not in the best position to really take advantage of it. Fluff really nursing that global as well after the BKB of Korok. Now Ush was able to BKB it off, but Moo did a wonderful job. Steps in, gets a good hook shot to stop Ush from getting off the Requiem. And by that point, he had been contained, and the rest of his team was able to just kind of clear out the rest of that backstab. Now, follow it up. Gaming moved to the Roche pit. Looks like they're going to get easy Aegis without any contention.
I'm really concerned. I think Fluff is doing so much more in these team fights than both of the supports for Archon because of how good that global is. If he gets that global off every single time in these team fights, their supports, not to mention a lot of the other heroes, really, if they don't get their BKBs off, are essentially useless, or if their BKBs are down. Fog can't get his Fiend's Grip. Maybe he's even channeling it and the global gets cast. Chad can't get his Laguna Blade. He's got to drop his load before he can even think about being able to actually do anything in these fights. His right click's not going to be enough. So the Silencer has been a huge pick so far for Fluff. They've gotten enough room for him to get an Aghanim Scepter and Midas, not to mention maybe like an Refresh Orb later on down the road, which he is starting to build now.
He's 5th in net worth because of that Midas, better than both off-laners, and that big Ag Zolt, that extra bit of damage, just pretty much crushes the supports of Team Archon.
Yeah.
Very devastating. And all the meanwhile, Monkeys is going to be the one to try to take on
bottom tower is under
both
attack.
Korok and Ush as this game does progress. But you have to always consider the high ceiling that Korok brings to the game here. He had to step off and get the BKB. But he was able to walk in some good damage. That stuff doesn't matter. PL can get as tanky as he wants. Those little doppelgangers will end up crumbling. But if Root Gaming continue to just find good openings and execute as they did in that fight, I don't know, man. Still pretty close, with Root kind of etching ahead now with that significant support farm. Yeah. They're in a good position at this point.
I think you hit the nail on the head talking about execution. That's really what it comes down to. And because you have such mobility options like Doppelganger, you have the Yule Scepter coming out for the Leshrac, they have the hook shot, they have these X factors, and Doppelganger specifically. It's all about positioning now for Root Gaming. They've done a really good job of making sure they've not been caught out. A really good example of that was just top lane when Monkey's Forever was about to get ganked a second ago. Doppelganger, and as the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains came through, didn't latch up, and he was able to make his escape. And I don't think he's died yet this game. He's 3-0-4. Monkey's Forever has had to deal with a lot of damage, raises, obviously the Sleight of Fist, Battle Fury, which we've talked about ad nauseum. He's not died this entire game. Yeah. And that's something special for Root here.
Part of the reason why that PL is usually a second phase ban when teams are playing against Root. Monkey's Forever does very well in the hero now. Gets caught out with the Yules. LSA, Dragon Slave, not letting him commit with anything extra. Doppelganger Fog around, has Fiend's Grip, but between the two of them, they're not looking to go at this PL, maybe fear for who's waiting behind him.
It must have been that, or they just thought that wasn't the real one. Root were too busy smoking up in their own jungle for Monkeys to actually have been saved there, and he got really lucky that they didn't go with the Fiend's Grip. Fogged had thought about it, and it was a little bit too late when he decided to commit for it. He walked up and he wasn't in range. And that's heartbreaking because any little thing these supports can get is huge, especially a kill on the biggest target currently for Root. They're going to smoke up. They're going to walk right past this Tier 2 tower up towards the Ancient Stack. Not going to find anybody in the meantime. Monkey's Forever is too busy farming up. There's some really good deep vision here from Archon. So they expect that Root Gaming being off the map means that they are smoked up. Korok, ooh, good reaction time. Remnants right away immediately.
Way deep Remnant, too. If it was not as deep, Moot maybe could have caught him in a hook shot on the way back, but not that far.
They have a really good Observer Ward on the Super Cliff coming through for Root Gaming, so if they wanted to stay around, they could, but they're not willing to go for anything too crazy. They're going to find Korok though.
But MSS does jump in. Quick Yules, though, from TC to react. Doesn't get stunned up. BKB charges on forward here. Looking to go for Chad. Actually sidesteps a bit. Catches Chad with the lightning storm. Now moves in. Sees Korok splitter. Connects onto him. Pushing up that serious damage. Korok can't do anything. He's going to be manhandled. Monkeys Forever has shown up. And Root Gaming looking to clean house. Ush into the mix, but his BKB is just going to be utilized to get the hell out of there. 3 from Team Archon go down. Root do lose 2, but they are still in fighting form, and they're going to look to break down this tier 2.
It's just a simple fact that Archon weren't ready. Fog had to back up. He got his Fiend's grip off, but it was way too late. If Ush was there to get-go, if MSS was able to hit at least one Impale, if they could get that Impale before the BKB came off, it would have been fine. The thing was that Chad threw TC up into the Yules as the Impale was going to hit on TC. Whether or not TC would have BKB'd that Impale remains to be seen, but that is definitely something that could have changed the course of the battle. They put a lot of pressure on this 2-3 tower mid. Look at the Edict going to work, and a can come out. Chad, LSA doesn't connect on the timing. Now top lane has to be dealt with as Monkeys Forever now with the newly minted Scotty. Manta's away. Butterfly is done on the side of Ush. Monkeys Forever throws up that Spirit Lance. Blink forward. Impale connects. Can they grab this kill finally? Laguna Blade. He's got Doppelganger, but not the man to use it. They finally bring him down. Fog dies to the illusion to the back lines, but that is a mega kill spree going the way of Ush. And that is at least something to hang their hat on. They've got to do that a lot more in order to get back into this game.
Yeah, that was the biggest clear-cut fight of this game so far, going for Root, and it didn't even cost him their global silence. I mean, by the time he really has to use it, he probably will have 2 ready to go here. He has 2 Perseverances already complete, 700 gold. He's well on the way to finishing out a very nicely timed Ags Refresher combo on this very impressive support play from Fluff. And that is going to be rough. BKB or not, he's going to hit you. There's not going to be much you can do about it. Top lane, they get the US connection onto Korok. Is able to slide a fist away from the splitter, and then Remnants away from trouble back into his base.
My God, man. That's 20 Bloodstone charges on TC. Forget about Monkeys Forever. How are they going to deal with this rack? It's actually insane. So if it's not one hero, it's the other. And not to mention, you made a very good point. This is without having to deal with global silence in that last engagement. So there's a long way to go for Archon to get back in this game. Is there a possibility? Absolutely. They're not down that much in net worth. It's only about 7,500, and it is peaking up a little bit. But they'll have to maybe look for contention of Roche. Maybe a pick. I don't know, man. This is still hanging in the balance, and again, it does come down to how useful are these supports. Chad will have his Laguna Blade Aghanim set to upgrade pretty soon.
Oh,
TC's on the hunt, though.
Yeah, he has the vision. Chad is in trouble. He's going to be going down here. Yules throws up his hands in the tribal dance, and now he's looking to move in. No stun connection here. Not sure what that was.
Oh, Chad misclicked, I think.
Maybe, but they do end up following it up. Monkeys Forever rotates in with his new Boots of Travel upgrade. It looks like Chad's going to be making away here, and same with Ush. So lead-in setup, no blood will be shed.
Oh, Korok got schooled by the Rubik. Telekinesis into the spell steal. Korok is forced to pop his BKB and CP. Look at the Edict damage going to work, though. No creeps around, except for that Siege creep. And Korok almost gets destroyed. Meanwhile, Fluff is going to get raised up. Make a kill spree for Ush now. He's starting to come online. Starting to feel himself. Again, it's a long road. They'll take whatever they can get, though. But Monkeys Forever is wrapping. I don't know if Ush could take Monkeys in a straight man-up team fight.
He does have a butterfly, but he's just going to BKB. Look directly. What a doppelganger coming out from Monkeys. Just played Ush like a fiddle. In anticipation, knowing that was going to come. Now Ush is in trouble. Getting chopped to bits. Looking at juke him. Sidestep. He has the move speed here. Doppelganger on through. He's fluttering himself away from trouble here. Monkeys on the chase. But man, look at how fast he is. A track star right now. Even has the threads and strength form and everything. And he will make it out.
I think the Boots of Travel might got Fogged. What are you doing there?
What? Not so fortunate. Goes down.
Yanni's. That's not the place to be, my friend. I'm not really sure what he was doing. They were trying to help his teammate out, but Ush was more than capable of making it away. The Flutter combined up with the Boots of Travel move speed. I think he had hit max 5.22 move speed at one point there, and he's just too fast. But Ush, yeah, you called it. Requiem did nothing. Good Doppelganger. BKB was used down to 5-second duration. Ush is just... He's farmed, but he's just throwing a lot of these, items and abilities away.
He's testing his luck again this time. Mid lane. Gets Yules up, does the right click. Now it's top speed. KB. He's doing this without Requiem. Looks to man up here. Chad shows up. Laguna. Doesn't matter. TC at the BKB. Shrugs it up. Ush gonna go down first. And then it's going to be Chad thereafter.
Oh, the Lincoln Spear for TC. He just picked it up. I didn't even expect it. I didn't even see it get purchased. Oh, it just comes out of nowhere.
And that's exactly how they wanted to use it. Archon didn't expect it either. Fun, even the cherry on top, stealing the Laguna and throwing it right back in Chad's face.
It's looking like the TI5 attendees currently are just not having the strongest performance here in BTS America. We talked about how even this matchup is between Root and Archon, and it's looking like they may take this first game. They have a clear-cut advantage. They're going to take the Tier 3 tower here in just a moment. If Glyph is going to be used, there's no buyback for Ush. He just bought that boost of travel. He also bought a Demon Edge. He's down for 50 seconds. Good luck trying to deal with Monkeys Forever and Lashrak coming up to the high ground now.
All right. Monkeys Forever just going to town. This Rax is going to drop here. Meanwhile, Korok can use a dish outside of Fist. The Yules actually get over the MSS. I don't know if that was the intended target. Splitter still going to connect. He goes right to Vendetta. Another slide of Fist, but might be too late for this Vincent. Rax with some Monkeys. Oh, it's going to go down. Laguna. Connection from Chad. A follow-up global. Just the first one here. Still has a refresher for another if necessary. Doesn't feel like it is. It's just going to smoke up, and they're going to step back with their winnings. And good winnings at that, Mott. Rax all down in mid lane. This is just very big. Roche is not going to be up yet, but they're eyeballing it here. In a few moments' time, it will be up and ready to go, and I'm sure Root Game, you're going to want to take it.
Cool. They don't really care that Monkeys Forever died. That's completely fine with them. They are 100% okay with that. They take down mid-Rax. Archon will try to push this out. Maybe go for a Roche fight. If they lose a Roche fight, the game's over. Unless they can somehow get buyback for all their heroes. They're still 500 away for Ush's buyback. Roche is going to respawn right as they walk into this. It's going to be an 11-minute respawn. They know it's going to be up very soon. I'm surprised they're not sticking around. There it is. Chad saw it. He's going to ping it out.
But they're going for mid lane. TC, they're already on the way out. MSS was en route. Does have a blink, but couldn't catch up. Now it's Hutchins. Turn right click onto him. Oh, MSS not going to connect with the stun. TC flexes BKB. And MSS is in trouble, but he Yules up. And will go down to the lightning storm. TC and Ush go toe-to-toe here. Splitter's not going to connect with the BKB. Right clicks are coming out. There's two faults breaking out at the moment here. Up and above and over. Chad in trouble. Trap should go down. This Yules tick will finish him off. One grabs that one.
Monkeys Forever's already back in the fray. TC respawn instantly. He denied himself. He's 15 Bloodstone charges, so he still is going to respawn very fast. And Root clear up two heroes. They're going to head to Roche. They said, we knew you were checking this out. We knew, Archon, that you wanted this. You're not going to get it. I hate to tell you. So, it's, again, any little advantage that Archon tried to grab, and we were just one step ahead of him. TC, the Blanket Sphere, denying himself, using travel. TC has really impressed me this game. It's really just been his show. I don't want to, undervalue the rest Root squad, but TC has been immaculate this game, Dakota.
Very well played. 1 point having 20 charges, still sporting a nice 15 here, and he pressures the bottom. You're still seeing Team Archon as well, just getting as much farm as they can before the inevitable high ground defense could be coming for them. Ush has that Demon Edge and nearly 3k gold saved up. Probably looking to pick up an MKB/Daedalus if he wants the raw damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
he'll just make do with what kind of farm he can get. Same goes for Korok, who's kind of utilizing the lane farm here in the mid. Does have his Daedalus now complete. So, BKB's withering down here. Korok at 8 seconds. Ush, no surprise to see him at 5. He's been kind of handing it out like it's free.
Yeah.
But they're just going to try to keep these, the lane pressure. They just got to keep it away.
Ush has just been too flimsy with his BKB usages, I think. I don't even know if flimsy is the right word, but you understand what I'm getting at here. He's tried to do it all on his own, I think, and he thinks he's stronger than he actually is. And I think that goes back to the beginning of the game when he tried to man-fight Lashrak, played by TC, and it just didn't work out in his favor. And so that kind of trend has continued on throughout this game. It's rare to see Ush in this kind of instance. He's noted for his farming prowess. GPM is up there. His ability to carry games is outstanding, but this particular game has not been great for him. And Korok as well has had some rough times too. He has farmed really well, but the team fights it's been kind of a weird, smorgasbord of team fights for Archon. It just never seems like they're in position to fight. They never take a fight on their terms. And they're going to have to do that pretty soon because they're getting pushed in here in the top lane, and Root have even smoked up.
It's also feeling more like Root Gaming just know when they want to get something done. They're looking to push an objective, and they set out to do it. And right now, it's top lane. Lead in, hook from Moo, catches, but a quick force snap does come out from Fog to save out his buddy Archon. Moo gets himself caught, but a good global is going to cancel the Fiend's grip. Now they look to move. MSS in huge trouble. He's going to get healed up, but should die and fall down, or not. Able to blink away to safety. He's going to get hurt up. He's still good.
Wow.
Back at the tower, Monkey's Forever starts chopping away. Now at half-life here, Korok dishing out the Sleight of Fist, trying to help out as much as possible. Fiend's grip, stolen, no, sleep. Take it away.
No, that's Fiend's grip.
Oh, it is Fiend's grip. Yeah, I thought so. But
That's
Sleep actually came
frightening.
from himself. So he's holding it for now. Oh, Requiem not going to be very effective here. It's just Root Gaming back away. Monkey's looking to re-engage here.
Ush is
Company
buyback.
split up.
MSS is done.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He's going to split his force forward, and he's down.
Here's
So
Korok.
Korok charges in, instantly takes out Fun. Looks to go to Moo next. Moo has a glimmer. Walks back out the way. TC is trying to dish out some serious AoE. There's the second global from Fluff, and that means Korok is going to go down here. Ush could be in trouble next. Looking to finish up TC. Can he get him? He can! Can't get him with the Death Requiem. But the damage has been done. Korok is going to be forced to buy back. Monkey's Forever down the walk. Stays back, then gets Glimmer Cape, re-engages. And a Laguna will fly out. That's just the Aegis, though.
Monkey's Forever is out of his mind. He doppelgangered like 5 Sleight of Fists, manted another one. This guy's playing absolutely ridiculous. He's holding on to like his abilities just to make sure he can get away from those Sleight of Fists because he knows that's going to be the damage dealer that's going to take him down. And dear Lord, has he been on point with the Manta dodges and the Doppelganger dodges. And they're going to secure the top ranged racks. They lose the Aegis, sure, but they really don't lose much else after that team fight. And buybacks are forced all across the board for Archon, at least with their 2 cores. And they are barely alive in this first game, Dakota.
Really a stellar game for Monkeys. He is over 5k gold now unheld. And I don't know if there's going to be much to really stop him here. And there's not much to really deal with a lot of the illusions at this point. Raze can only do so much damage, and when he's pouring this much HP, he will be able to flex it off. Plus the fact if you can connect anything with him, as you said, just highlight-worthy doppelgangers this game. But Archon now, I don't know if I want to call it desperation mode yet, but it might be here. Down 3 racks. They go out and on the move, but it's more of a kind of split up here. They're not looking to stay together. Ush is just going to get help from Korok to try to siege down this tier 2, possibly. But the rest of their group is just kind of split amongst the across the map. Monkeys is working with bottom, and they're kind of getting stretched thin. Oh, Mules, Chad just blocking Monkeys. Monkeys, easy doppel walk, steps away from that. And the career goes down, all the meanwhile, for Team Archon. Oh no, it was Dire.
It's a small pickup. It's a small victory for Archon. They'll take anything they can get at this point. Game is, again, you mentioned this. I don't want to say it's impossible, but God, is it look difficult. Monkey's Forever is big. He still has an Aquila. He needs to sell that. He's gonna have some real solid farm here in just a moment.
Fluff as well too, man. He still holds about that 5th position in net worth.
He's got
Has
a
a glimmer
refresh
cape,
dude.
all of the has his refresher, has his glimmer. Has 2,200 near 2,300 gold. Top lane, never going to go into Korok. There's the Yules. Sleight of Fist again will avoid the split earth. And he remnants away. We've seen this once before. Korok lucky not to have to use a BKB. But, jump in from MSS. Gets the stun of the TC. Gonna get help with the Glimmer Cape. And now comes Monkey's Forever. Look at TP and boom! Nice hook shot, bump back! Korok is able to remnant away from trouble. MSS blinks into the trees. And now Monkey's Forever and Ush. We're going to go toe-to-toe. Ush doesn't want any of it. Will make it out. Moo pops his battery salt. Not going to matter. But instead puts his target onto Chad. Chad is going to be able to just waltz away from this, it looks like. But taking on a bit of adventure and drawing them away from the top lane is what's important. But Monkey's Forever not looking to get to turn mod. He goes right in to clean up the second racks.
All right, we got BKB down for Ush for 30 seconds. No buyback on Korok or Ush. They have the glyph. TC is not going to get impaled. They use the Lincoln Sphere with the mana burn. Monkey's Forever is going to do his best to avoid a lot of blood with his doppelganger. Yeah. He just doppelgangers out of that Syrian chains. Now the top lane of Rax is gone. DC's thinking about going in. BKB pops, Splitter, Ush in trouble. Global's gonna come through. Ush taking some serious hook shot in. There's the double silence. The refresher used. Chad getting chased down. Will get burned out. DC getting a double kill. And with Ush down for 109 seconds, this bottom field for tower. And Rax should be cleaned up nicely. Quark will do the best that he can. He does have some really good wave clear, but it's going to take a miracle for them to bring this game back.
Yeah, doing this without Ush. Korok almost going to get caught out here. Slide and fist dodge. Going to get telekinesis, pull back. And we'll sidestep. But the racks are already crumbling here. This is Vegas, and they're going to grab him. Doppelganger One Piece is just looking at his eyes on the prize here. Gets the finish. Korok in trouble. The talent should be thrown in momentarily, Mon. And Rude Gaming, we look to them if they're going to be able to execute against Team Archon, who seem to have more of a muscular draft, but they certainly did. Lots of good work coming out from Flump on his greedy, but very solid support play on the silencer. BKBs were used very fast from the side of Archon. They didn't have much of a defense for Rude Gaming, just charging on in and finishing the game.
Can you imagine if they picked something other than a Bane this game? Again, not to put any, this is no hate on Fog. I don't think he wasn't the reason why this game turned out to be so bad. It's just I don't think